Hello, it's Erica and this is the Universe Sandbox, and I'm going to use it today to show you just how many moons there are in our solar system. So this is a really cool program. You can do so many things. It would take me forever to tell you. Basically, it's a sandbox of the universe, and you can do anything and everything you want to. You can load scenarios, you can start from scratch and create your own ones. You can see what would happen if Mars and Earth were on a collision course, whatever your evil genius intergalactic Star-Lord mind could come up with. But today obviously I am talking about the planets, and more specifically the moons. Okay, so the Sun is the star of our solar system, and we have a number of, we can put the trails on so you can see them better. We have a number of moons in our solar system. We have the planets and the dwarf planets, and some of those will have moons and some don't. Mercury and Venus don't have any moons that we've discovered at all, and neither do Make and Ceres, which are two of the dwarf planets. But the other planets in the solar system all have moons. So we're not going to look at Mercury because Mercury doesn't have any, and neither does Venus. So Earth, if we click on Earth and we can zoom in, if you double click it centers it, and we can zoom in, take the trails off, there's the Earth. And we should, there's the moon. So we can see we've got one moon, and we can zoom in and have a better look. So this is a natural satellite, and we know quite a lot about the moon, I suppose. If we zoom back out and centralize ourselves again. Now the next one is Mars. Mars has got, makes it easier for us to see, Mars has got two moons, Phobos and Deimos. I'm not sure exactly of the pronunciation. If we zoom in there we go, we can see both of the moons, and one of them's actually moves in a really unique way. And when we come on to talking about Mars and the actual moons of Mars later on in our space series, I can go into more detail about that. But the moons are quite interesting on Mars. So we've got just two there, and you can see with the trails the orbit that they take. And it's obviously it's in this line because they orbit around the planet as the planet moves. So the planet is obviously orbiting the star, which is the Sun, and the moons are orbiting the planet. Now next up on our list we have Jupiter. Now Jupiter is an interesting planet when it comes to moons. See if we can find Jupiter in there. There we go. Right, so if we take the trails off, Jupiter has an incredible 67 moons that we know of at the moment. 67. I mean, there's, when you put the trails on, you can see just how much movement there is going on around Jupiter. I mean, we can zoom in and we can, let's have a look at a couple of them. So it's just hunk of rock. Nothing too interesting. I don't know quite how much we know about the moons of Jupiter. We must be looking the wrong way. There we go. I know that there are some of the main ones. There we go. There's one, Ganymede. If we zoom in there, we know a fair bit about Ganymede. There we go. So this is another good thing that the Universe Sandbox is great for. If you can actually have a a really good look and take your time exploring the universe. So that's Jupiter with its 67 moons. Next up we've got Saturn, and if we just pop the trails back on again just so we can get our bearings. Okay, so zoom out a bit, there's Saturn. Saturn has got 62 moons, which again is hectic. We've got a hectic amount of movement going on around the planet. The most famous is Titan, which is this one just here, and we can zoom in and have a little look at Titan. It's a bit of a boring image really, to be honest, but I'm not sure what anybody should expect because it's a moon and it's a long way. Okay, you can see by the trails just how much is going on. So that's Saturn. And then if we zoom back out, next up we have Uranus. Lovely blue planet, which has got 27 moons. 27 moons, which is obviously a lot of moons. Not quite as many, but it's a small planet, or a smaller planet than Jupiter and Saturn. And I believe the most famous one is Titania. There we go, we can zoom in and have a look there. So we've got a rough idea. Okay, let's zoom back out again. And then we're going to have Neptune, who has 13 moons. So the trails aren't anywhere near as bad, we can actually see. And we're looking for the most famous of Neptune's moons is Triton. Triton. Oh, I can't see at all. Okay, I can't see all of the moons here by the looks of it. Triton is definitely the biggest one, but the next one down is Proteus, which is there. So let's have a look at Proteus. It's a very dark planet, moon even. And then we've got obviously the Earth, and we've got some dwarf planets as well. If I zoom out, I'm not sure whether this simulation has actually got the dwarf planets. No, it's only got the main planets. We might be able to, there we go, all possible dwarf planets. I'm not sure whether it will have the moons. Let's have a look. There's so many possibilities for dwarf planets. No, I don't think we're going to have the moons on there. Here we go, look at that. Anyway, that's a little bit of a look at just how cluttered our solar system could be. Or is, really. Thank you for watching, and do check out Universe Sandbox because you can do so many really cool things. I'll do an actual video on the software later on, and maybe run a few of the simulations, and maybe we could build our own universe. If you've actually used the program, I'd love to hear from you and love to see some of your creations. Okay, thank you for watching and I will see you soon.